case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In the 1833 Supreme Court case Barron ex Real, Tiernan v. Mayor of Baltimore, the court addressed the question of whether the just compensation provision of the Bill of Rights applies to state governments or only as limits on the national government. The case arose when Barron, the owner of a productive wharf in Baltimore, sued the city after street construction led to the deposit of sand and earth near his wharf, making it too shallow for most boats. He claimed that the state's actions violated the Fifth Amendment, which guarantees that private property cannot be taken without just compensation. The lower court had ruled against Barron, asserting that the Fifth Amendment didn't apply to state legislation. On appeal, the Supreme Court determined that it could not exercise jurisdiction over the case because it was brought up by a state court and did not fall under the provisions of the Judicial Act. Further, the Supreme Court decided that the Fifth Amendment applies only to the federal government and not to individual states, as each state establishes its own constitution and limitations on power. The reasoning behind this decision was that the U.S. Constitution's primary purpose was to govern the national government, while each state adopted its own constitution. The Fifth Amendment restrained the general national government's power, but did not apply to states. The court cited the 9th and 10th sections of Article 1 of the Constitution, which outlined restrictions for both federal and state governments, as evidence that the Constitution did not apply to states as a whole. Ultimately, the Bill of Rights amendments sought security against the general government's encroachments, not local governments. In light of this reasoning, the Supreme Court dismissed Barron's case, and the state was not found to be in violation of the law.
Case briefs and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class